Ethereum right now doing something very telling. What I talked about yesterday is starting to show up in the charts for Ethereum. We're going to look at what's going on exactly with Ethereum and Bitcoin right now, as well as how I'm going to trade them using Delta Exchange. Now guys, we noticed that we didn't break through this falling wedge pattern. Ultimately, that would be the start of the bull market for Ethereum, crypto in general. Now this could be forming somewhat of a falling wedge again, but what's happening right now this second is we're getting rejected in this area here, pointing at a potential another drop to around this $1,400 level. But noticeably within this $1,400 level, we can come across and we can see something quite interesting in terms of a supply and demand channel. We can see that on the way up, this area of consolidation proved to be something quite important. We then came back, retested it, and shot out of this area, showing to me that into this zone could well be a chance for a potential buy. If Ethereum gets into this area and starts to put in some wicks towards the downside, that would indicate to me that we are actually about to see a reversal in the price, and potentially then we could see a break towards the upside. However, failure to hold support here, guys, and we are going to come down into this green zone here. Now, before we jump across to the Delta Exchange and look at a trade we're going to place, I want to show you something that's happened. This is on a 15-minute chart for Ethereum. Noticeably, we have been pushing it back up into this area over the last day or two. Ultimately, guys, a rising wedge in crypto is a bearish sign. We push up towards the upside and eventually we break down. Now, I want to point out things like this. This is a fake out, okay, where we get wicks towards the downside. What we need to wait for is a strong direction candle like this orange one here, telling us that the market's now bearish. We then have a retrace into this to retest it. It holds up and lo and behold starts to move back down again. This for me is a short. So let's mark on a short trade here, guys. You can see that our stop loss is going to go above this swing high. With a move down to the bottom, that's going to give us a 3.37 trade, and I think is looking quite healthy as a good risk to reward. And we're going to shoot for a 3-to-1, guys. That's going to bring us just above the bottom of this pattern, which ultimately is where we would expect this chart pattern to play out to anyway. So let's jump across to Delta Exchange. I use Delta Exchange, guys, because the volume on here is excellent. They not only have good futures options, but they also allow you to use options trading and other things. To come over, all you got to do is click on sign up now. That's going to allow you to fill out some basic details like your name, email address, phone number, etc. Once you've done that, you then need to come across and do KYC. Now, it's important to do KYC or know your customer for any platform, guys, because it safeguards you effectively against malpractices. And there's different levels of KYC on the Delta Exchange. From level 1, where you literally just got to put in your phone number. As long as you've got a passport, driving license, proof of address, and a photo of yourself, that pretty much will do the full KYC and allow you to use the full exchange with no limitations. Now, you got the benefit of using a spot exchange with extremely low fees, as well as that you can trade on futures. So we're just going to click on trade futures here. If you come through the link down in the description, guys, it's going to also enable you to get a bonus up to $500 for today. Make sure you act on that if you are an experienced trader, or if you want to learn about trading, then make sure you subscribe to be kept up to date with all of the latest happening, guys. So we're going to look across to find our Ethereum USDT chart. Now, obviously, guys, I've just talked about the 15-minute where I was looking to trade. I can see this is a 15-minute chart. And what you can see, unlike most trading platforms where you have to rely on TradingView, I've actually got all the tools here for creating the chart patterns that I have just been looking at. You can see that I can draw the patterns, etc. on here, which makes for a whole tidier and easier setup in general. Now, obviously, guys, I talked about where I would like to place my trade with my stop loss just above this zone here, because effectively if it comes back above this area here, and there's probably going to be a continuation towards the upside anyway, and this will be just considered to be a fake out. Now, right now, I've seen it come up and retest, I've seen it push towards the downside, and now we're getting more bearish pressure. This for me is a phenomenal looking sell opportunity. So we're going to continue to place our trade here, guys. Now, always important, guys, that we use a stop loss and a take profit. Stop loss will basically cut me out if the trade goes against me. So we've got 15.98. We'll come back in and we'll type in a 15.98 in the stop loss part, which is the SL bit here, set bracket, and then we come back to get our other one, which was the take profit down here, 14.86. Come across, click on here again, and we can see that take profit 14.86 is going to take us a profit. So guys, all set up and ready to go. Very straightforward and easy. As you can see, I've got my stop loss in place and my take profit here. Now, obviously, guys, you need to consider things like risk management, etc. I tend never to trade with more than 1% of my account per trade. Now, obviously, I'm just giving you an example here. I only put a little bit of money in here to explain how it all works. And ultimately, there will be future sessions where I'll start to move in more money and maybe do challenges with like a $100 account, $1,000 account, etc. Right now you can see this trade is live, guys. Currently sat at 14 cents in the red, but we just obviously have to let that play out. Now coming back to this, guys, the benefit of using a stop loss is that I haven't got to keep paying attention to it and take profit. Things could happen in this space. I don't even know, right? We could have a piece of news that causes this or a piece of news that does this. I don't know exactly where that trade's going to go. I'm just using the rules of probability. I'm using what I know about the markets to anticipate the chances of it coming here are much less than the chances going down here. And because I'm looking for a 3 to 1, it means I've only got to be right just over 30% of the time, and I am going to be profitable in trading. It's not much more complicated than that, guys. It's not actually as exciting and vavavoom as everyone wants to make out that it is, but if you can get consistent in the markets, it's a great way to make money. Jumping out to the 4-hour chart for Ethereum, I've told you how it's going, guys. Now, something that kind of makes me think about what might be going on here. I do anticipate that we're going to come down to this red zone here for Ethereum, but whether it continues to drop like this or whether we see something a little bit different like this is kind of interesting. I think if that happens, I still think at some point we're going to revisit this green box before any sort of a breakout comes. But it just depends whether we're able to see enough momentum here to build up. The DXY, or the US dollar index, continues to float in this zone and it's still trying to break through this high here. This is the difference between whether or not we see a bull run starting very, very shortly for crypto, or whether we're going to see further push towards the downside. Literally, guys, you can pay attention to what's going on this DXY US dollar currency index, because this will push us down into the crypto abyss, and this will start the crypto bull run. Because I think if that happens, we're going to have a double top. Things will then look like a potential massive dump. You can see that this has been going up and up for months and months, and eventually when it blows off top, you're going to see crypto start to explode. So remember, guys, come across to the link down in the description to use Delta Exchange, and you can get a massive bonus today. You can buy crypto with fiat currencies. You can also deposit from other exchanges into Delta in order to be able to trade with them. You can trade things like NFTs, options, you can do spot trading, futures trading, and so much more. There's loads of things available over on Delta Exchange. Link down below in the description if you want to go and check that out. Now, guys, if you enjoyed today's Ethereum update as well as some Delta Exchange trading, then make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new to the channel, you want to learn more about trading as well as trading with Delta Exchange, then hit the subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of the latest happening in Ethereum, crypto, and much, much more. Thanks very much for watching, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.